Oh my gosh, what? We're still together. Yes, this is it. Immediately after.
Surprise!
Surprise, motherfucker. We also do that like when we meet virtually. So yes, we're back again. Mm. What's been our highlights in our challenge? I don't think I was truthful last time.
10 minutes ago.
Well, then go first.
So as usual, I will go first because y'all usually be like, "What about you, Jasmine?" So I'll go first. I had a great birthday. I turned 32. 32?
What a blessing.
Such a blessing. And I'll get to that challenge after. But my birthday was great. Like, I woke up, I did what I do. If you know, you know. I did a Peloton ride. I took a shower. I went and got a massage. I got my eyebrows done. I went and I went to my best friend's house because her and Joe planned a party for me. I said, I'm always planning stuff. And this is why I'm always like, how great to have a friend like me. Because I'm always the one that's planning stuff and doing stuff for people. So I was like, I don't want to do it. I told them what I wanted. And I pulled up, got my makeup done. And she really beat the fuck out of my face. Like, she really did. Shout out to Kim. K-Shay, M-U-A. Always eats, period. Got my makeup done. I had 2 dresses because I'm too extra. And everyone wore pink for me.
I love that.
Everyone. My dad, like my family came. Janae was there. She had on her leopard print pink dress. And my best friend even got her a crown to match with me. So it's just like, it was so great. Just good vibes, like great food. I had a brunch. It was great. So shout out to Maya. She's gonna post this. Shout out to Maya. I already drunkenly told her on my birthday, like, that's my bitch, period. Ain't nobody ever gonna do it like she do it. And so that was really good. And then I got home the next day and I opened my gifts. And that's another thing. In the past, motherfuckers was not getting me gifts that let me know that they know me or care about me. That's just like, oh, it's her birthday. Let me just get her these old raggedy ass shoes. Happy birthday, bitch. From a raggedy. Anyway, I opened my gifts and not even halfway through, I'm crying. I'm bawling, like, just to be seen and like love. Just like people just choose to like be in your life. It's just like very overwhelming. I'm getting a little overwhelmed now just thinking about it because it's like in the past I really was like fighting for my life just for people to be like decent friends for me. And the friends that I have now are just like amazing without me having to ask. And so it was really great to have that experience for my birthday. And then also I moved. So I don't know if I even told y'all that. We haven't. We sold our house. We got over 60K asking. Yeah. So we sold the house. Okay. We moved from Orange County to Carson, to my childhood home, where we are surrounded by Black people, Black businesses, like comfort. We're closer to our support system. Is giving life. Like, I just felt my mental health improve. And so those have been some really great highlights for me just because I did have like a pretty happy childhood. And so I'm excited to have Janae have her childhood there. And then I also was thinking about how I could only decorate my room, but now I get to decorate the whole house how I want to and change it. I'm like, I'm changing everything. I'm not doing anything the way that my parents did it. I'm doing things my own way. And it's so great. Like I used to sneak out to, and now I'm just, and so it's just been really nice to see Janae running around and having a backyard and just like being able to go to, I'll save that for my new, but going to different Black owned businesses and supporting so easily and freely. It's just been really good for my spirit, as well as being on summer break and just like being able to like chill. I wanted to do the EMDR training, but they didn't have any dates for the one that I want to do. So I'm gonna do it though, because my clients deserve to be EMDR'd. A challenge would be the Lexus of Cerritos dealership.
Yikes.
Yeah. If you have a Lexus, don't take your car there. Essentially, they just are not shit and never gonna be shit. So, I don't even want to bore the people with just like telling them how shitty they are, but just know that they had me fucked up and they shitty. So don't go there.
Noted.
Yeah. So what about you? What's new with you, boo?
That's a motorcycle, if y'all can hear that.
No one is passing.
I was like, what if he was just ripped ass? Like
Janae would.
I love it for her.
She just smile.
Oh, that's cute. I'm not mad at it. Highlight. I think one of my highlights has just been the fact that I've been able to, with help, create some separation between my thoughts and my actions and the things. I would consider that to be a highlight because I, like most Black women, just a woman on autopilot. So I'm just going through the motions and doing what I know to do. So it's been nice to be able to really pay attention to what's happening. Even though the more you know, the more you know.
Right.
I'm
like, ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance really is bliss.
Yeah.
Because when you don't know, you don't know what to look for or what to pay attention to.
Right.
But then when you know, it's like, shit, that's what this all I can pay attention to.
Yeah.
So trying to find some harmony there because also that can't be my whole identity.
Yeah.
So that's been a highlight and I guess a challenge in the same respect. And then another challenge is just figuring out what I want to do next.
What you mean? Did we kind of talk about that?
Like career-wise or?
Do you supervise? Yeah, you do. You have intern sort?
Well, I supervise. I have 9 associate.
9?
Associate licensed folks that I license for their
right.
For their licensure.
Hours.
I'm about to sign up and be the team.
And so you have like individual supervision once a week with them?
On Mondays once a week, and then we do group supervision once a month or once every other month. Just depending. So yeah. So I do that. And then of course I have the lovely 64 women that I have.
God darn! I feel like Kevin Hart.
Shit.
64.
I brought the numbers. It went
okay.
Down,
okay, hold on. But a month, how many are you seeing?
64.
She said 64.
I usually have like 100 appointments a month. Give or take.
Okay. With those 64 clients.
Yeah. Give or take.
How many? We already talked about this last night.
What we talking about?
That you'd be seeing 12 people in a single day.
No. I've gotten down to 10.
But you told me that the other day.
Oh yeah, the other day I saw 12.
Yeah.
But that's because I was only working one day, and so I was like,
she's like, oh,
I ain't worked in 3 weeks. Like, fuck it, let's see what happens. Yikes.
And
It's
that's
hard.
when people got like real shit that they want to talk about. You're like, I
Yeah.
got 12,
Yeah.
and now, okay, all right. Didn't have this in my bingo card
Yeah.
today, but
Here we go.
This
let's
is
do
true.
it.
Yeah. My saving grace is that like all my clients though fall into my niche. So they are
Mhm.
like a perfect fit. So that is what makes it a little easier, but that's
Yeah.
also what makes it hard because you know we all Black women, and so they're all high achieving Black women, just like me. And so some of the things that they experience are things that I've either experienced before or I'm experiencing right now myself.
Right.
Sometimes I'll be like, baby,
How should we do it?
baby, I don't know what you think we should do. Like, of course, I
What
don't
we about
say
to
that.
do?
Sometimes I'll be like, well, shit.
You bring up some
What I
valid
told
points.
you, I might need to do my damn self.
Yeah.
I
I like to tell my clients that.
I do. I tell them that
Because
too.
that normalizes
Yes.
what they're going through.
Absolutely.
And it's like, okay, my therapist is also dealing with this.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's human.
right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
human.
Mhm.
Because baby,
Because people don't want us to be human.
They
People want us to
don't.
be something
Robots.
else, and it's baby, that's not that.
it's not
I
that.
ain't got it for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, trying to figure out what I want to do next, what I want things to look like,
Mhm.
where I want to live.
Texas,
Houston, Texas, baby.
Bali, Mexico,
Bali,
Ooh.
Thailand.
Ooh.
I have a list of places that I'm interested in.
in living.
Mm-hmm.
Can you? How are we gonna do this?
Good
We'll have a
Good
retreat.
Wi-Fi.
I'm like, we'll have a retreat and we'll record a whole season
I mean, why not?
during that time.
We could have a retreat and do a live retreat with people too.
That would
I
actually
want
be
to
dope.
actually.
Yeah,
Like,
actually
I'm
on my
into
list
that
to do.
Me
Yeah.
too. Let's get.
Yeah. I would love to host
I
people.
love having friends.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that is definitely a vibe. We should have a speak therapy retreat.
Yeah.
Have people come and we can just like do some dope shit.
Do the
Yeah.
damn thing.
Restore our souls.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm down for it. Yeah.
To be announced.
Comment below. I'm just kidding.
No, really. Let us know if that's
No,
what
but
y'all want.
dead ass,
I don't have
let
to
us
waste my
know.
time.
Let us know.
And y'all ain't gonna pull up.
Because I'm going to be there.
We're gonna be there and we gonna restore our spirit.
Because it needs restoring. Okay.
True.
Yeah.
Often.
Often.
Per day.
Was
Yeah.
that all your check-in? Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What about you, sis?
So what? Highlight and challenge?
Yeah.
I would say a highlight for me is being at the near finishing point of my master's.
Beautiful. Congratulations.
I am taking 2 classes. I'm done. These are my last 2 core classes.
Mhm.
And it's been a lot because one of the papers I have to, well, I'm writing a portfolio. And one of the sections in there is about suicide. And it has been, I had to drop this class last session. Like I couldn't deal. I went back a little bit too soon, but it's like, all right, once we leave here, again, talking about restoring soul, like I
Mhm.
needed to, I was, it's been a rough couple of weeks. And so I needed this to recharge and really just, like gain that, you know what, let's just not push through. But I've been really like checking myself when I'm like, push through. No, you don't have to push through.
Not to do shit.
But just showing up because I pride myself on I will be a good therapist in the field simply because of experience
Yeah.
and being able to relate to people.
Yeah.
So had my family not had this experience, especially with me working with veterans, it's just some things I wouldn't be able to relate and dive deep
Right.
with them.
Right.
So yeah, highlight for me is being at the tail end of this program. I have these 2 classes. Then I have my 2 classes in my specialization, which is military families and culture. And then I just have my clinical hours. And that's it. My challenge.
So is that like your internship?
Right. Internship. And
So you don't have an internship throughout your whole program?
they put it on at the tail end.
I
So my
see.
practicum and my internship are what I have left. And my challenge is that I haven't been able to match and like find a place So instead of doing it in the fall, now I got to push it back to the winter. And so that's been a struggle for me. And it falls in with the imposter syndrome that we're going to discuss today.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay. Thanks, sis. So y'all know I love to put people onto new things that I'm reading, listening to, working out to, all of the things. So let's go ahead and get into new, and let's know what's new with you, boo. Me, I'll be reading. One, I'm gonna say the Goodreads app. I'm pretty sure I probably have said that before, but I love being able to track what I've read. Oh, actually, that's not even gonna be my new. Actually, I got a couple new news. So one is The Wife Before Me by Shanora Williams. And I was reading it and I didn't realize that that was a Black woman. I said, period. It was fucking good. I rated it 5 out of 5 stars. Like, it was good from beginning to the end. Like, I was tuned in. Shanora.
I was like, Shanora didn't clue you.
You should have known that, honey.
I know, but
What you thought she was?
I just read The Wife Before, and also
okay.
a white girl had posted this. So I didn't really think
Maybe
it
it's
was.
SHANORA.
I didn't think.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying.
It's fine. Go ahead.
So yes, The Wife Before Me, but also I started a book club. I know it's like, bitch, you always doing something. But it's called Lituation Book Club, and we read a book a month. And we are gonna be reading All Her Little Secrets, and I'm fucking pumped. So yeah, pull up on us on Instagram, lit like literary and just being lit, uation, because it's a lituation book club.
Why you ain't invited us?
Well, do you want to be in it?
I mean, maybe.
Okay.
Oh my god.
The last time I talked to you about reading, bitch, you told me that you was gonna unfollow me on Twitter.
I was, because you made me feel. No, you didn't make me feel shit. I wanted to read more, and you were reading more, and I was like, damn, just remind me I'm not doing enough.
Well,
but then I realized that's not what was happening.
Right.
So,
and also, if it helps, I haven't been reading as much either because of the move and all that.
okay.
So, but yeah, I'll tell you for August.
Okay.
But I'm trying to do like Black authors.
Yes.
So
that's what I would like to
I
read.
wouldn't expect any less.
You know me, I'm Black as fuck.
Since she's only been in Houston, what, at this point, 24 hours?
Mm-hmm.
And she's already put me on to like at least 5 Black products in Target.
Mm-hmm. Because that's what I'm gonna do, baby. What they say, recycle the dollar. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I sure do. Give it to my peeps. Any chance I get.
Ew.
So y'all let me know what's new with y'all.
Just raising these cats. I'm just playing.
Oh,
I miss my girls.
This bitch and these cats.
Hilarious. I would say what's new with me is really just I'm getting back out there in these streets, really.
Girl.
I've been to, well, not like that.
Girl.
Let's see, Jill Scott concert. I'm going to.
Oh, you mean like doing things? I thought you meant like
doing things.
dating streets.
Well, no.
I'll
get back to you on with y'all.
Okay.
What else? I'm taking my little brother to his first concert, so we're going to ACL, which is a festival in Austin, Texas.
How far is Austin from here?
2.5 hours. Yeah,
okay.
Not
what
bad.
What about San Antonio?
Probably about 3 and some change, 3 hours and some change. Dallas is
okay.
4 hours.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not driving.
I mean, you might as well have, considering how long you
But
spent.
also, I
That
have
part.
driving anxiety.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I'm a
no,
black woman, and I never drove in Texas before.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Never mind.
And by myself. It's
No, you
not
good.
giving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Actually, I enjoyed the drive from Houston to Austin, actually. I also made it a lot because I lived in Austin after college
Right.
and stuff. But yeah, we're talking about going to a festival together in Atlanta that I'm geeked about. I know more people on that lineup than I do for what I paid to go to the lineup in Austin just to like take my brother to his first concert. Really, we're going to see Kendrick Lamar.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
yes.
As you should.
Yeah, so I'm super excited, and like my parents gave him
Can
permission.
you record Rich Spirit for me and send it? That's my shit.
My parents gave him permission to like
Smoke
skip
weed?
school.
Oh.
Oh my
Girl,
god.
to skip school that Friday we're gonna go, and I was like, how dope is that?
Wait, is it Friday
Mhm.
too?
It's a weekend festival, but Kendrick is closing that Friday.
Oh, yes, he did mine
Yeah.
too.
And so we're gonna go up there Friday.
Awesome.
My stepmom like got us a room and stuff, and yeah, it's gonna be a whole thing. And I was like, how cool is it? You get to skip school to go to a music festival with your sister,
Yeah.
your senior year of high
And
school.
not your parent.
Right. So I'm excited. He just got his braces off this week.
Oh, he's
Oh, he
So
feeling
he-
himself.
You know what I
Because
mean?
when I got them braces off, baby, I was on MySpace talking about.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So yeah, he won't send me a picture because he's like, you'll just have to see it in person. I'm like, oh Lord.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm excited about that. I would say that's definitely yeah, new with me.
Yeah.
Got some trips with family lined up, Mexico, Costa Rica.
Bomb.
Yeah.
Bomb,
Thailand.
bomb.
I just forgot about that.
Yeah,
That's
you
a
were
whole
telling
thing.
us about Thailand.
Yeah.
Wait till you see what her cousin said.
Oh, stepsister. Yeah, she
Stepsister, I'm
said
sorry.
she made this. It's for so the Thailand trip is for her 30th birthday. Shout out to Dr. Raphael. And she made this beautiful itinerary. It's like a PDF, and yeah, it's beautiful. Breaks everything down, prices,
That's
what we're
the kind
doing,
of
where we're
shit that I
going.
like.
That yeah.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
I
That's
immediately
my
texted her
type.
and was like, "This is dope."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very well done.
yeah.
That's
So
my-
it just I'm even more geeked, and yeah, it's gonna be a mix of family and friends and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
So, I'm just waiting on.
So experiencing living life is your
Yeah.
movement.
Because for me, and mind you, I know it sounds like, she's doing it. For me,
What is it again? She would.
For me, the way my anxiety and my depression is set up, I just be on the couch.
I was gonna say
You
that.
know what I mean? And so I be in the house. I can
House up.
yeah, like the pandemic, like I could just be in the house days on end. I have a tan now because I went on a cruise with my family, and I was like, I think this is the color I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. When you're not.
And that vitamin D deficiency is real, y'all.
It's very real,
Yeah.
especially for Black people.
Yeah, like it really is. And so I know it sounds like I'm doing a lot, but really it's just
Living.
yeah, and pushing myself out of my comfort zone. Because being a Cancer, right, we make our homes our safe havens, and everything I need is in the house.
Yes. Would you say you're an extrovert? No, you're an
no, because I recharge by myself.
I too.
Yeah. I like being around people. I have a fun personality, but I recharge by myself. So I would say that makes me an introvert.
Because I love being at home, but I love being outside. So,
And I do like trying new things.
Like that also could be a trauma response. My parents were super busy growing up, and so I feel like I have to be busy doing something.
To keep yourself occupied.
But I do love to chill.
Yeah.
Duality.
Come on, vocabulary.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Just checking.
I'll let you know when I am.
Too funny.
So let's talk about imposter.
You just gonna skip me?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm
Damn.
sorry.
And I'm sitting here. Fuck.
America.
I'm invisible, y'all.
No, you're not.
America.
What's your new
America,
boo?
we almost had a
What the
problem.
fuck is new with you? I like. Can you show them your phone case?
That's my new, my phone case.
I like it.
Because I have nothing else to get. No, I'm sure. Yeah, I bought this months ago.
It's super cute.
Thank you.
You know,
I saw a girl on.
Are y'all
TikTok
pink
with me.
girlies?
I am.
I'm a black. I'm a black / actually leopard
I could
girly.
see you black.
But
I could see that.
yeah. What's that supposed to mean?
No, like you
Black guy
seem
be
like
black.
you like to wear like black and like browns and neutral colors and stuff like that. No? No?
I don't know.
You do.
Maybe.
Every time that we podcast, you have on like something
Maybe.
black or
Yeah.
neutral.
I'm not
Maybe.
mad at it. Black is a statement.
As a child, I really hated black. My daddy wore black all the time. And I really hated the idea of black. So I tried to always wear colors. And now here I am at my big grown ass age wearing black all the time. So
If it works, it works.
How dare I notice that?
just kidding.
I'm more of a blue girl myself. Like I like pink as an accent, but I'm not. I don't think I have something like I don't have like a pink dress in my closet.
I have so many. Every time I have something like on Valentine's Day, it was like you have to wear pink or red. Everybody's like, what the fuck do I wear? And I'm like, how do you not have pink? I have so many options. You see, I just bought them magenta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did.
Like that's what I gravitate. That's my favorite color.
Yeah, that's funny.
That and leopard is me. But what's new, boo?
I've been outside.
Yes,
I love that for me.
I do love that for you.
And my Sagittarius spirit, because spirit, what did I say? Spirit?
Spirit, are you drunk?
it's Uncle Nearest.
I'm like, are you drunk?
Almost. But yeah, I love that for me and my wanderer spirit because it's almost been like I'm back to my previous
Pre-pandemic?
self.
Like pre-pandemic or what?
Yeah, pre-pandemic.
I
but
know you
also
be
not.
thinking about it. Like I too be thinking about it. Like when somebody coughing, I'm like, bitch.
Yeah,
But then also
that's
I be
been really
coughing.
hard. I'm not gonna lie, that was hard today for me. Because I've still been masking everywhere I go. And then today,
It
didn't
was in
Target
Alpha
and we was in
Land,
Alpha Land.
Target.
And my mask was in my hoodie.
Oh, it was?
Really?
Why
And
you
I
put it on?
I don't know. A part of it was like,
No one else has a mask.
but that doesn't bother me because
I know you're gonna do you.
yeah, because on my
regardless.
flight, like nobody had one on my flight, and I had one on the flight. And
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't
nobody
see myself
has one
not gonna
on
complain without one.
in the gym at home.
I forgot.
I'm literally the only
On
person
the way
with
to
one
the
on.
flight, I was like,
So that doesn't bother me, but it was almost like let me see.
Yeah.
And what I was seeing, I don't know.
I'm
Now that I think about it, it was like let me see if I can manage the anxiety.
Okay.
But no, I couldn't because as soon as we got back here, my body was like alert, 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 danger, danger, danger. So I couldn't and I can't, so I gotta go back to being a masked girly because it's not for me.
You're gonna wear a mask tomorrow.
Oh shit. Most likely. Yeah. Unless if we get there and it's like
Not a lot of people.
minimal
I
people.
doubt that.
Well, according to the Googles,
What is that?
They don't come in.
What
till
time?
9, 10 a.m. on the first day of
that would be great.
entry.
That's a good
So
time.
we should be okay.
That's a good time.
Well, they ain't at church, so where they at?
Well,
They are.
think about who was in there. They weren't in church.
They might be.
They could have been. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
All right.
No shade to the folks that be in there. So yeah, living, did I say where I've been already? I didn't say that on the last one. So went on a little vacation.
Yeah. To where? My favorite place. I love Jamaica.
I love Jamaica too.
Did you do that raft where they stick the finger in the booty?
Wait,
no.
What?
You don't know my man well enough, baby, because
ain't none of that
we
happening.
would be in jail.
I literally
was convicted of murder.
I was
That's
able
funny.
to get from here of the lime that in my arms. And he was like, "Oh, you want me to immediately not? That's
No.
my husband.
Yeah.
I have his child."
Yeah.
Not gonna do that. But that was nice. And then we had a family vacation.
Okay, come on, family. Come
And when I
on.
say family, I mean my sister, my dad, his wife, and my aunt and her friend.
I didn't know that your dad was married.
So yeah. And we went to Grand Cayman Islands for a week, and that was a trip. My first time in the Cayman, so that was nice.
Nice, super nice there.
And then of course we got back Monday, and then I'm here with y'all. Well, I got here Thursday. This is my first time in Houston, so
Both of our first time.
yeah.
That
I
could
love
be
it.
our new bitch.
Yeah, technically, I really like this place.
Oh, you guys.
Because it's giving Southern.
I made it
Giving
myself.
Southern comfort. It was giving thick as hell.
Yeah,
Yes.
I noticed that too.
And I enjoy
I like that a lot.
being thick
Yeah.
and not feeling crazy.
Yeah.
No,
I really like it.
no, they be thick and naked out here
And I too.
I love it.
I
Yeah.
too be thick and naked.
and eating because there's so much to eat.
And I can't wait.
Yeah.
I love that.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my numbers.
Oh, I was like, that is all the new news.
That's it. We made it.
That's all we have. That's new for you, booze. So let's talk about imposting on these hoes. Imposter syndrome. What y'all think? I know America can give us the definition.
That
No,
hasn't changed.
I wasn't gonna do that.
What's the definition, America?
So imposter syndrome. It's basically when you are doubting your abilities. So you might be typically it's seen in high achieving women, but you're doubting your ability to be able to do the things, and you are afraid that eventually people will see you as a fraud. They will find out that you don't know what you actually
do know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of issues with imposter syndrome in general. So
Tell me.
I mean, I feel like I really hate when I hear.
Hold on. Can I first before you tell me?
Yeah.
Because I want to just pour a little into you.
You gonna eat me up, real quick?
No,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We gotta see.
Okay.
But bitch, you're smart as fuck.
Oh, nice.
And like the way that you can
Articulate
explain
things.
and
Yeah.
articulate clinical terms is so important.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks, sis.
And so, bitch, and then hit the jackpot.
Ooh,
But tell us about how you feel.
I feel like imposter syndrome, especially for high achieving Black and brown women, really is a result of racism. And I feel like the spaces that we are often in, the corporate spaces, academia, whatever.
Right, professionalism. All rooted.
All rooted, of course, in white
white.
supremacy. And so to me, it's not so much of you doubting your ability, you're almost doubting your worth. Like, do I deserve to be in this space because I'm experiencing the microaggressions?
Right.
I'm not being promoted for what I do know or what I'm doing.
Right.
People aren't coming to me. People making comments about my hair, whatever the case may be. Those things happen. And so we just say, oh, I feel like a fraud, or I feel like people are going to find out about me. You know what you know.
Right.
This is about misogyny,
right,
racism, sexism,
all the
isms.
Yeah.
Straight up, straight like that. I agree.
Yeah.
I always have these kind of conversations with my clients where they're like, well, what if I fail, or what if I can't do this, or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, bitch, if you can do it, I don't call them bitches, just gotta make sure that I clarify that. I'm like, if you weren't able to do it, you wouldn't have the opportunity to.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so allow you having this opportunity to be enough for you to know that you and what you bring is necessary and you deserve to be there and take up space. Period.
And I think that's hard though for
It is.
Black women in particular, and also women of color, because when you are experiencing this racism,
Right.
because it's not the Klan or because people are hanging nooses, I think a lot of times we even second guess the experience of the racism or the
Right.
microaggressions.
Right.
And so then we're like, oh no, it can't be this. It can't be systemically that they are racist and these are their policies in place. It must be something about me.
Mm-hmm.
It must be I'm not smart enough. I don't articulate myself a certain way. I
Taking
don't show up a
ownership.
certain-
Right.
Right. So we take on and internalize this experience of racism, and then it just continues to exacerbate the fact that we don't believe in ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of time people's parents don't pour into them.
Ooh,
right.
child.
I know fuck. And so it is hard to believe in yourself that you can do things if your parents are the ones that I'm sorry, y'all. I should disclaimer. Check your edges. If your parents are not pouring into you, and if they are actually telling you and being your first bully, that you never gonna be shit, how can you expect to believe in yourself? Like, yes, there are those people that are like, fuck what they say, like, I'm gonna do what I need to do and I'm gonna show them twice, right? But then also it's like internalizing that, right? Like, damn, I'm never gonna be shit. Like, and so it's a lot to kind of fight against. And if you got that opportunity, like, do you, boo? Because you really have so much to offer the world. And that's what I try to tell people, like, what you have to offer someone, I'm a backup. So, people, therapists sometimes can be like in competition.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of being like, let's grind together, sis, like
Right.
how we were talking about, oh, let's do this together. It's like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to do this myself. And,
Right.
it's only one.
Right.
One of us can make it.
Yeah.
Right.
Gatekeeping type shit.
Right.
Right.
And we don't do that right here.
Mm.
And so that, and having to combat that, and having to combat what you're telling yourself because of maybe what your parents told you or whatever the case may be, it's a lot. And so imposter syndrome is difficult to deal with. And again, if you didn't deserve that opportunity, you wouldn't have gotten it.
I would argue that the reverse parenting is also just as detrimental.
Okay, tell me, because I be pouring into my
people-
kid.
Well, and that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. But
And-
are you saying like to the point that they have like this false sense of what they can do, or what?
No, more of the expectations that are placed on the child. So from day one, I've been taught or been told that I'm smart, I'm capable. If I want to be the president, I can be the president.
Right.
I'm this, I'm that, I'm all of these good things, which is beautiful. Like, shout out to y'all for pouring into me. And it also created anxiety pressure,
yes,
and expectations for things to look a certain way,
right?
Which still shows up, because even though you gave me all of the accolades and all of the compliments, and I've received, still, even with the accolades, when you just said, "Sis, you smart," I was like, "Yeah." So like stuff like that, I think you can have parents who pour into you. You can have people that pour into you, but still at your core, if you feel like you're not measuring up to those expectations, then
it doesn't really matter.
It don't matter at all.
It doesn't matter because you yourself don't believe it.
Right.
Yeah.
And we probably don't believe, well, I'll say for me, I don't believe it because I think, and I think this is where imposter syndrome comes from with a lot of us, is I'm comparing myself to other people. So there's two therapists in particular that I think of immediately.
Who?
Not gonna do that.
Can you tell me after?
I
though?
can.
Okay.
That I think about immediately. I'm like, well, if I am as good as people say I am, why don't I have the reach that they have? Now I know that the impact I make on a micro level is big, and that's obvious. But then it's like, why don't I have, I guess, the blue check, and why am I not a best-selling author?
You pay for it if you want it.
And why am I not a best-selling author? Well, bitch, you ain't wrote no book yet, so what you mean?
I don't
hate you for that.
It's true. I was like, why?
Now, first off,
sis, hold on.
right? Because why is she doing it?
Right. And so sometimes, we fall into the comparison game of what we think we're supposed to be.
Right.
Supposed to be. I hate supposed and shoulds, but they're
But
still
that
what
is
happens.
there. Yeah.
And so that can also make you feel like, oh, well, people say I'm good and I'm seeing these results here, but my numbers externally, internally.
I was like, bitch, the numbers is there.
The money is there.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
But let me stop.
Them numbers is there.
Okay, anyway. I was about to sing Drake real quick. But anyway, I'm back.
Yeah.
Not gonna do that.
It will.
Not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a whole lot of money.
No, I won't go say that. I was gonna say another line.
I know. Okay. I was trying to get you to say
no,
it.
I'm not gonna say it. So, but I think that comes up a lot too, because it almost feels like there's only room for a few of us as Black,
just like
female therapists, right? And you have to look a certain way or come across a certain way in order to be palatable for people. So that's how I see it show up for me.
Thanks for sharing that. I can definitely resonate with that.
Yeah.
I will say also being young for me, and because I know a lot of shit too.
Period.
And people see me and they see the piercings and they see the tattoos and they just think that I don't know shit. And it's like, I do. Yeah. And so, I guess that's not really imposter syndrome, but sometimes it can make you like second guess yourself. Like if they're gaslighting you, like, bitch, do I know?
Right.
Like, okay, And so just like checking in with yourself and reassuring yourself that you do know, but also I think that there's so much power in stating when you don't know,
right? Instead
of just making up some shit, because it's people's lives, And so I'm like, I'm not privy about that, but I will definitely do some research and connect with my colleagues, and
the ethical way,
because you don't know everything, and it's very easy, especially in this field, to get all mixed up in the clinical terms and the jargon and things like that. And maybe if you don't feel like jargon or how to say things in a clinical sense, right? Like you can feel like an imposter because it's like, oh, well, I should be able to. But it's like, as long as you are able to explain it in a way that makes sense, but also you should know terms. You should know the terms. As long as you're able to like explain it and make it make sense to the person, then you're good.
But that just makes me think about how, like, I often tell my clients to have the confidence of a mediocre white man.
Right. Me too, because they walk up in there, baby.
And they believe
unqualified as fuck.
And I think we have to remember that even though confidence doesn't equal competence,
right,
that benefits white men in a way that it will never benefit Black women. So white men can come in, and as long as they're confident in their abilities, they get the job. They have the 4 million followers on TikTok. they have whatever it is, they have the book deals, all of the things. But then if a Black woman shows up in the same space, confident in her abilities, and she actually is competent, then she's punished for that experience of how she's showing up. Because there's something wrong with her dialect or her delivery or whatever the case may be. So it's tough.
It is.
I've struggled with imposter syndrome through grad school. Knowing full well that like this is the field I'm supposed to be in. Like I have purpose in it. I'm good at it. Both academically and just naturally.
Okay.
I'm every woman. It's all in me.
You don't want to be every woman. Don't do that.
But she's
I mean, that's my shit, but also
that part. Yeah, I think for me, so I have a parent, and that
you have a parent.
I have a parent that up until I started grad school February 2020, and I have a parent that up until June of 2023 was referring to, they'd ask me, how's school going, and the next question would be, how's your certificate coming along?
Referring to her MSW degree.
Well, LPC.
My bad.
But same.
Yeah. Certificate. Like I'm not paying.
Like you're not in grad school.
I'm paying
on my name
thousands of dollars, and it's a fucking master's degree. And so I kept making these, because at first it was like, well, what is it again? What LPC? Oh yeah, that certificate coming along. And it's just like, all right. So finally I was just like, it's a master's degree. I'm in grad school. It's a master's degree. And having to just establish that like I'm where I'm supposed to be, Do
you feel like the comments that he said sometimes made you question yourself?
It didn't do anything, not question myself of like, am I doing the right thing? It just didn't help to my confidence at all, know? So when you guys are chopping it up and you're dropping acronyms and stuff like that, and I may not know necessarily, and it's because I'm not in the field yet, so my book knowledge isn't the same as to tenured, careered therapists. And that's normal, ask a question or Google it.
Right.
And so those types of things would it would plant that seed of doubt. Going into teaching this first year, and it just, instead of just making the decision, which I eventually did, of just like, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. Because again, I like how you said, if you don't get the opportunity, it's not for you. I was supposed to be in that classroom this year. Like it just, the end of the school year, my cousin always said that, for teaching, the kids reflect back to you. And the end of the school year, I don't know if I shared this, but I had a student give me a note last day of school, a piece of notebook paper, like, gave it to me and stuff, and put it in my pocket, didn't think anything of it until I pulled up to happy hour with my coworkers, and I pulled out my pocket, read it, and immediately was in tears.
Come on, Cancer energy.
This little girl had reflected back to me things that she would have had no idea, but she compared my energy to that of a sunflower.
Wow. And that's my favorite.
And that's my favorite. Like my family, like sunflowers.
I'm like, I literally have so many sunflower tattoos.
Yeah, like sunflowers are our thing. It's my mom's favorite flower. It's my uncle's favorite flower. It's just sunflowers, like, if sunflowers were on Kobe's grave and like, at his funeral. And so like, that's what I place on his grave every time I go. And it's just, just the things that she poured into me in this letter, it did more for me than grief counseling did. It meant that I took my time as going through this hard ass year, and I made impact.
I'm so proud of you.
And in 7th grade, which is such a fucking weird time.
Yes, it is.
You know what I mean? It got to the point where in the year I was like, guys, like y'all are just hormonal. Like you just don't realize it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And I just to be able to do that with these kids. My first week in the classroom, there was a little boy that was confronted by his friend for self-harming. I don't know these kids. And so what I saw was one little boy going up and standing over the little boy and, you know, in his face. And so I thought he was intimidating him and bullying him. This was body language read. And so I intervened and snatched his ass up. And so it's charter school, is a little different. And separated them and stuff. And so
mentioned the kids.
and got to the bottom of it and realized that, you know, even though his body language was off, what he was intending to do was going up to his friend and being like, you need to stop doing that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I immediately apologized to them. And I, you know, the kids coming back and being like, man, like, you know, adults don't apologize, you know?
They don't.
And just, I needed that.
Yeah.
And I prayed when Kobe passed away that God put me in positions to impact and touch the lives I meant to do so with my time here. And I feel that in my current career. And I know once I get this licensing, like I'm going to make a difference, you know, and impact. And I'm thankful for the community that I have around me now, because it's tough when you have a parent that kind of just
downplays what you're doing.
Yeah. And something that you're spending like your life and your time in. You know?
I'm gonna put my all into this shit.
Yeah. This is the best I've done in school, period.
Wow.
And I was a C student, and you know, not all C's, but just, you know what I mean? There was a C on my report card. Undergrad, I was just trying to fucking make it.
Right.
It was just a lot going on in undergrad.
Drinking and
partying and figuring it out. And you know what I mean? So this is like, you know, I'm in honor society, graduate school. You know what I mean? Fucking certificate.
Like I said,
what the hell?
The jackpot.
Right. So just understand that you have to find that purpose and that reasoning internally, because there's always going to be outside forces that try to shake you at your core.
Right.
And really, imposter syndrome, in my opinion, breaking it down in layman's terms, is just that core, you know, kind of rocking a little bit and you having to talk yourself out of it.
Oh shit, sorry.
No.
We're in person.
And I'm still making sorry.
What would you like to say?
No, I agree. And I was just thinking about the fact that, like, whenever I have a client come to me and tell me that they're experiencing imposter syndrome, I always giggle and they're like, what's funny? And I'm like, baby, stop taking on shit that's not yours. Because to me, as Black women and brown women, imposter syndrome is just some shit that people threw at us.
Yeah.
And it's not allowing us to really address what's happening. Of course, you doubt yourself when you are in a space where people are telling you, oh, well, I didn't hire you because you're Black. I hired you because of this. Or, you're a diversity hire. Or, oh, affirmative action this. Like, I went to UNC, and if you're on the, I think maybe everywhere, but particularly on the East Coast, that's a big fucking deal. That is the #1 public Ivy in the country. Cool, great. I was trying to figure out why the fuck I was there. The whole time I was there. And it was like, I graduated high school with a 4.75 GPA.
Can she stop?
I worked a damn near full time while I was in high school. I was in math club. I was the volleyball manager. I was the baseball child. Who the fuck knows what?
I had to write on my math teacher. I said, I'm not gonna be a banker. I'm gonna be a therapist. Please, I just need to see.
Touche. But I did all of the things that you're supposed to do, and then when I applied to UNC, I will never forget somebody saying,
Oh yes.
Yeah, you're not gonna get in. And I was like, well, bitch, fuck you, because watch this.
Because like,
And then I literally didn't go to school that day, and they announced that I had got accepted over the intercom.
period.
But even once I got there, I was like, why am I here? And I got white kids asking me what sport I play. My mom is wearing a
because
Carolina.
That's how you can get there.
Of course. My mom is wearing a Carolina mom shirt, and people are like, oh, what sport does your son play? And she's like, baby,
my daughter is academic
got a daughter,
as fuck.
and she's just smart as fuck. And so with all of those, and sitting in classes, and sometimes being the only Black kid in the class, and so that shit was loud, and there was so many times where I was like, I don't even think I deserve to be here. And at the time, I would have said, oh, it's just imposter syndrome. I'm not understanding that I do have the ability, and yada yada yada. But bitch, I knew I had the ability to be there.
Right.
So it wasn't that I didn't know it.
Right.
It was the fact that racism and
Right.
obviously misogyny and sexism
Right.
and all the things were showing up
just
in that space.
continuously
Yeah.
showing up.
And it just like
Right.
built on it. And so then it was like, oh, okay. Like it was just
Yeah,
this
a
ongoing thing
lot.
for 4 years.
Damn.
So I giggle when I hear us talk about imposter syndrome for that reason. I think it's important that we talk about, and I think it's important that Black and brown women work to move that out of their frame of mind, because to
Right.
me it's almost saying it's victim blaming, right?
Okay.
Like you have imposter syndrome, you don't believe in your ability. Well, bitch, why don't I believe in my ability? What has happened externally that's influencing this?
Right.
It's almost like when a woman is in an abusive relationship,
Right.
and we're like, okay, this is what you can
Well,
do to
what
walk
did
on
you-
eggshells
Right.
to make sure that like he doesn't slap the shit out of you.
What?
No. Like
Like.
we got to understand that this is systemic,
Right.
and this is intentionally done
Right.
to make us question our worth, so that we don't even try to be in these situations and positions.
Right.
Real talk.
Sorry. Okay. I'm gonna be quiet.
Period.
that's-
No,
yeah.
that's it. That's it for sure.
And then I just got pissed off again about affirmative action being
Yeah,
revoked, our rights being.
because I have a thought about that. Because that
revoked.
doesn't benefit us, actually. Affirmative action benefits white women at a higher rate than it benefits us as Black women.
Really?
Yes. And that's why I get annoyed with the whole affirmative action conversation.
Wow.
Yeah, it
I
doesn't
didn't realize
benefit us.
white women benefit the most out of it.
Don't get me
I
started
think
on
for
that
me,
I'm like,
it's
white women don't benefit.
right.
bullshit. From every fucking thing.
Right.
But that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, my whole thing is just, it's just on that. It's like, it's not just Black and brown people that are impacted too. You know what I mean? I don't know. I have two brothers that are college bound, and it's a conversation. It's something to consider,
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a turn of events, I want to talk about fitness.
Because bitch, what? No,
I went to Alphaland today.
We went to Alphaland.
No. But I just want to talk about like gym anxiety as the form of like imposter syndrome. And so
Yeah.
sometimes feeling like you shouldn't be there because you may not
talking
be.
about me?
No.
Oh.
Girl, I was feeling too when we first walked in. 'Cause everyone is fit.
Everyone
in the
is
gym.
fit as fuck. I told Joe, I said, everyone is fit as fuck, and so am I.
Everybody really. Okay. Touche.
Period. Because
Period.
we are fit as fuck
Period.
too.
We were in there.
We
lifting
don't look
weights.
like them, and we
Then
don't
that's
have to.
okay. Right.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
But it's very easy to like have walked into there and saw everyone like lifting and looking great. Because I was looking
There was a chick in there
Yeah.
in some biker shorts and a bandeau top.
Right.
And I'm like,
and she was probably giving it up.
and I was like, God damn, like
Right.
the point to be in there and not even have straps on
Right.
is
Not me.
Yeah.
Them nipples. I'm
baby. There's a lot going on.
Right.
Okay, man, these breastfeeding
Right.
titties.
At least you got a reason to. I ain't got a reason.
But yeah, it's very easy to walk into the gym and feel like intimidated and like you shouldn't be there and like you shouldn't be trying to do these different exercises that you see because you're not as far along in your journey as other people are. What?
I think it makes sense that like I had to check myself today when we were there. You know what I mean? Do I look like the big girl in here struggling, not knowing what she's doing, right? And I have to realize, okay, it's not an oxymoron for an overweight person to be in the fucking gym.
Right. Like
why is that a thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, I think that harkens back to society and
right.
misogyny and social media culture and all that shit.
America. I cannot excuse
Oh,
your
you can
face.
see my face?
The
Oh.
I can
face.
see your face and my titties.
I'm still staring at the titties though.
Okay. Okay, so I'll just
say what you
say from my. So I felt some anxiety being in Alpha Land today. More so because of the math situation, but realizing that when you are a thicker girl, a bigger girl, there are certain perceptions that people will have about you when you show up in that space. And the reason why I made that face is because you said people who are further along in their journey, and I think that actually feeds into it because I've been working out for 10 years, right? And so there's people in there who may have been working out for 10 years.
Okay, so maybe my actual terminology is wrong, but just like,
no, you're fine. You okay?
Yes,
we good.
I know.
I was going to explain.
We're gonna stay.
But
good.
what you talking about? Right, we're gonna stay good. But what you're talking about is what I think other people see too. Like I think other people's perception when they see somebody thicker or bigger in the gym is, oh, they must just be starting out.
Do you know who the key to fitness is or something like that? And she's like, she's not even like big,
right?
But
yeah,
she's someone that you're like, thicker. She's been working out for
a long
time.
Exactly. And so I think when people see you in the gym and they see that you are bigger, their assumption is that, oh, this must be new for them, or they're just starting out on a journey, and it's
or they bulked,
right? Which I did, and that's a whole other conversation. So I try not to get upset because, bitch, I gained this weight on purpose, honestly. But whatever. So it's like, I don't know. I think that the imposter syndrome comes up in the gym because there's a fear of other people's perception.
Right.
So of you, right? So like if I go to the downtown Durham YMCA, I'm not going to feel that because all of those people watch me lose 175 pounds, watch me then turn into muscle mommy, then have seen me
a strong bitch.
And then watch me get a little bit thicker, and then boom, pandemic. So I wouldn't feel that same anxiety there as I would feel here because they don't know.
They don't know you.
And so even like when you were like, the girl was like, "Can I help you?" I literally was like, "No."
Can she help me?
Remember the girl
when
was
she
like,
was helping us with the hip,
strap, hip thing, and I was like, "No." I literally was like, "No," because in my mind, it's, oh, you think that we're new to working out. Versus, bitch, I ain't never seen this machine before.
Because I hadn't.
Like,
so
never
I was
seen
like,
that
somebody
before.
show me.
Yeah.
So I'm watching you, Kendra.
Her name was Kendra.
That was her.
Shout out to Kendra.
Shout
Kendra was
out
helpful.
to
Shit, when we were leaving, I did tap her on the shoulder
did.
and say, like that was nice of her.
But even that, I couldn't bring myself. When you said thank you, I was like, I literally walked behind you and was like, because in my head, I was like, these bitches are in here thinking that we never stepped in the foot,
but we not.
Foot in the gym
but
before.
We brand new to this gym.
Yeah,
and we ain't never seen this shit.
Never, never seen that before.
I ain't never seen no.
Like, oh, this is dope.
I want to do it though. Yes, because the bitch, I paid $40 to get in.
So we're gonna figure it out.
I'm touching everything
in this motherfucker. So, but yeah, I think it also is about like your fear of other people's perception
of you. Yeah, I agree with that too. Because I told y'all I didn't meet, they was talking, but big buff ass white boy, like buff as fuck. I was like, God damn, nigga, like relax.
Not nigga.
Right.
Do not give him the privilege.
No, he can't say nigga, but I could call him a nigga.
But he don't even get the privilege of being called.
He doesn't. Wicca. I heard them over talking about, you know, going to Alpha Land, and I was like, me too. Like, I'm going, and I immediately there was like a black guy that was talking to him, like, oh, I love your bicep, whatever, you know. And then I'm going too, and then he looks at me, and then I immediately am like, don't do that. I just had a baby, you know. I didn't just have a baby. I didn't, you know, but I felt the need to like explain my
outward
body.
opinion.
And it's like, for the fuck what? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
I'm just going to the gym.
Period. Yeah. I felt the need in my head. Sometimes I feel like I'm walking through the gym and I see people look, and I'm like, I gained like 40 pounds, but I did it on purpose.
It's none of their business.
Yeah, it's not.
And that is part of the imposter syndrome, because it's like me having to say like, oh, I'm worthy of being at Alpha Land.
Right.
I do work out, you know, and it's like, nah. You deserve to take up space. You deserve to use whatever machine you want to use. It don't matter if a bitch been waiting. Like, take up your space.
Right. You're right.
And so that has been some imposter syndrome for me, because in 2020, I just showed them. I was like fit as fuck. Like the best I ever looked in my entire life. 137 pounds. Like 6-pack. Bitch was ripped. Okay. And then I got pregnant, had the baby, and I lost some weight, but I gained some weight this last year because of the stress.
Right.
A bitch was in Chick-fil-A getting them nuggets.
And them points.
Okay.
That's where I fucking be. Shit.
That's the point. Oh, I hate you.
Right. But it was like, you know, I automatically felt like people were looking at me differently because I didn't look like these skinny white girls. And I'm never going to be skinny and white.
Never.
That part. I look at it. I was like, right, like I was an athlete. I used to, and this was high school, I used to like double up my workouts and do whey protein just to hit 120.
I used to do that too.
120 pounds?
120 pounds
Bitch,
as a 17,
if I was
120
pounds, I would be sick.
But that was the thing. I remember looking in the mirror, not, you know, there were things about my body that I liked, right? I liked the rip in the back of my arm.
To not like.
I like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I realize now in my womanly body that, you know, those things have changed, but there's, like you said, there's always something that you want to change.
Right.
I was raised that like perception, what people think of you, it, like the emphasis on it, I feel was kind of put on Front Street, you know? So like, for example, excuse me, how my hair looked. That was a big thing. You know, your natural hair out free is too dry.
Yep.
I remember literally being told, I can't take you anywhere after school because you come back and your hair is dried out, you know, and you look like that. Well, you know, I'm just trying to work with the genetics that they give me.
Right.
And the genetics that person had given me. And
so I know it was.
You know what I mean? So
another one bites the dust.
Now that I'm, you know, whatever. And, you know, and shortly after that, I relaxed my hair, you know. So then what does that tell a kid who is in a white, well, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I was natural up until 8th grade, and I got my hair relaxed and showed up to school on crazy hair day. And my hair was bone straight after it was big and curly. And so what does that translate to an 8th grade girl? You know what I mean? And you know, and for me, I'm not gonna lie, I had those thoughts in there today too, because them bitches were in there.
They was
6-packing. They were like, I mean, they were stacked. They was, you know what I mean? But then one thing I did have to remind myself that when my body looked like that, my insides were all fucked up. Where I was putting up with the crazy shit I was telling y'all earlier was when I was 120, 30. You know what I mean? So the insides were terrible. Whereas now my insides are good. Like I'm
Right.
strong. I just gotta, that it's like the outside physique just doesn't reflect that necessarily, in my opinion.
We
But
don't
those are my
know.
opinions.
You don't think
We're not saying that. We're not saying that.
Just because
there's nothing
that's
wrong
not
with your
where-
outside physique.
Well, it's just not where I want to be.
Yeah.
I miss feeling strong and
And
looking how I
confident
want to
in your
do
body.
and confident in my body. And so
We could say that.
it's different. But I did have that internal conversation with myself. I'm so tired of America's faces.
And that's why
Look at the face she's giving me.
when we walked in, I said it's gonna be some skinny bitches in here, and it don't matter. Because we deserve to be up in there taking up space, lifting the weights that we want to do. Period.
And oddly enough, for me, that doesn't bother me. Like, I don't want to be skinny.
No.
Skinny. That's not my goal ever. My goal is to feel comfortable in my body, but also to look like a bitch that works out.
Right.
I could give a fuck less. So I noticed when we were in there, like, in terms of like looking at people's body, there was only one girl that I like looked at, and she was like, damn, there was like a nigga.
She was
she had no titties.
Are you talking about the girl that had she had
the
some
purple shorts
tattoo?
on.
I don't know, but she was doing the cable row when we were outside.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
And she was, I mean, she got to be over 200 pounds, but she was all muscle.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes,
that's it.
There we go. So like, I don't even have a desire to be skinny, but I think mine is just, I want people to know, like, don't let the size fool you or whatever you see fool you. Bitch, I get the fuck down.
Because first off, was it 75 pounds?
I think so. Yeah.
We did a single leg deadlifts.
RDLs.
Yeah, same thing. Single leg RDLs. Deadlift. That's what RDLs. Yeah, that's what it stands for. It's the same thing.
Okay, go ahead.
She picked up 75, and she said, "Yeah, we're just gonna." I said, "Bitch, I'm not touching that." Where the 45s at?
I was at,
and that what she was, but you was making a 20 work for you. You know, so it's like, bitch, you're strong as fuck, and I like that. And so I want you to take from this that you deserve to take up space. Period. In the gym, in your job, at home, in school, like you deserve to take up space. And so if you have that opportunity given to you, don't question it. Don't question it. Don't put a question mark where God put a period.
Oh,
I don't think it hurt me. But I also want to acknowledge that imposter syndrome is real and that it does impact us. And so I also want you to remember that you that bitch or nigga or wigga.
Nah.
If we reach
just that bitch or nigga, we're not doing the wigga part. I'm sorry.
What our ancestors like?
They would not approve.
See us now and be like, he doesn't deserve to be nigga.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm gonna backtrack.
Thank you.
And say that you're that nigga or you that bitch, and you deserve to be there.
Yeah.
Y'all got anything else to say to the people?
Yes.
What else?
Except that it's okay to make mistakes. And it's okay to be in situations where you feel less than. Because to me too, imposter syndrome and perfectionism, they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And so being okay with the fact that even if you still deserve to be there, or you deserve to be there even if you make mistakes.
Right.
Even if you're late on a deadline, even if something comes back for corrections, maybe you still deserve to be there. Everybody fuck up. Players fuck up too. And it's okay. Like you get to make mistakes.
You do.
That's something that players fuck up too.
Players fuck up too.
Yeah. I think I really am gonna take with I like that if the opportunity came to you, you deserve that space. I think that's something I'm really gonna keep
Yeah.
reminding
If you're black
myself.
and brown in the opportunity. comes
Right,
to you,
because white
you
people
deserve
be
it.
getting opportunities
They
that
don't
they don't
deserve.
deserve, but we not talking about them.
I'm just saying.
Some white person's listening to this like, oh man,
Ain't no white people listening to this.
That's not true because back when I started, this white girl from my
When
college
you
was
started,
listening.
is she listening?
I don't know,
Probably not.
but when we don't know.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hi, 3 white people who listen. We really appreciate your advocacy and your support. But make sure, if you're gonna listen, make sure you also repost and tag us because and cash up a black today.
Therapist,
Black femme
or
therapist today.
therapist in training.
Correct, today.
The money
Right now.
$50
minimum.
what's up?
That's
If you
where
hear.
we'll start. We won't say what the ceiling is.
Yeah. That's the minimum. If you listen.
What Rihanna say? Pull up.
Show us allyship.
Pull up.
Listening ain't enough, baby. Pay us because we're doing this shit for free. We
Fuck
could be
yeah.
out in the club shaking ass.
And we
yet
about to be.
we on here talking about
No, literally. Duality.
We are a mess, but y'all love us and we love each other. So I just want to remind you that you can go and spend $40 at Alpha Land like we did, because we'll be back in that bitch tomorrow.
Correct.
Fuck what you're talking about. Or you can only drink Kill juices and water and CrossFit. What was you doing? Legree.
Huh? Pilates?
Pilates?
Yes.
What'd you say?
What'd
Legree?
you say?
What's that?
That's a Millie
Legree
shit.
is a different Pilates. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Probably. Pilates.
Oh, the shit at O2. Gotcha.
Makeup Shayla does that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But if you're ignoring the things going on in your head and your heart, then you're still not truly healthy. So go on ahead and seek therapy. We all need a therapist in our pocketbook. So we will see y'all later. Bye.